Yeah, what just happened? Oh my. Has everyone reached a tranquil state? Is everyone at peace? Jane?
I'm quite well. Nevertheless, this apocalypse has made me feel quite apprehensive.
Well, I'm not okay. I've run out of soma. Bernard, do you have any? What? Of course not. I got rid of that stuff a long time ago.
What is this soma you speak of?
Oh, it's a drug that makes everyone act as one, instead of individuals. It makes you forget your worries while stealing your individuality. I take a gram and only am. I don't think I'll ever forget those hypnopedic rhymes. Remember, 1 cubic centimeter cures 10 gloomy sentiments. I don't think I will be able to live without soma.
I find it necessary for us to search for any rations of food, guys.
Do not busy yourself with such things. You are not up to such a task. You can barely see out of your one eye. Still, we three will forage ourselves.
Do not patronize me. I can help myself.
Very well, then let us all look for food.
Now that we are somewhat settled, I have to be honest. I'm almost happy about the apocalypse. There is no more soma or conditioning or classes. We are all alphas now.
What is an alpha?
Our society was divided into 5 classes. All the castes were distinct and did separate jobs. I'm glad I'm not a delta.
Well, in my society, everyone was divided as well. We had many classes in our Victorian society. Everything was always split up.
In which class are you?
Luckily, I was in the upper class. This is before I got all these problems.
You mean your physical defects?
Yes, my good fellow.
How did you get that girl with all your defects? You're so ugly.
Well, I met Jane a long time ago. See, she was actually my governess in my estate. It was quite odd in the time for a governess to marry her master. Yet something about Jane, my dear, just caught my eye. How did you become acquainted with Lenina?
Wait, you got married? Why would you do such a thing?
I loved her, and she had so much truth about her. She would tell me her mind no matter how much it hurt me. There is no more perfect. There is no one more perfect. Especially not the filthy witch, Bertha. Anyways, what about you, Lenina?
Wow, very interesting. What about us? We're just acquaintances, I guess. Everyone belongs to everyone.
What? That's quite a change from normality. How do you guys find true love?
True love? I don't understand. How can you fall in true love? Describe it to me.
It's that fuzzy warm feeling you get in the stomach when you can't help smile when you look at them. It's when you know the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. For me, that was Jane. My dear Jane.
I still don't get it. How can you devote your life to one person?
Her peculiarities intrigued me. Her plainness was inquisitive. Everything about her made it easy for me to devote my life to her. And when she left...
Marriage is such an odd word. People aren't meant to marry. Everyone belongs to everyone.
I must admit, there are many things I cannot quite grasp about your civilization. But I do feel that the impulse of love is something found in human nature.
Human nature? There is no human nature. We work with efficiency. The epsilons and delta have no natural impulses. We live in a hierarchy. Alpha's at the top and epsilon's on the bottom. Thank forward I'm not an epsilon.
I wholeheartedly disagree. Each human has natural impulses which guide our thoughts and actions. How would we survive to be individuals, lest we have our natural inclinations?
That may be so. However, in our society, we're conditioned to follow a set of man-made rules rather than following what to you is natural.
It seems to me that your civilization has altered nature to fit its exact purpose and needs. Thus, it would seem that there is no longer human nature, but the man-made of nature of humans.
Either way, the results led to a well-ordered civilization, unless, of course, you do not fit into the standard norms.
What do you mean by this?
Well, for example, there was a rumor about my decanting food. They said I had had alcohol poured into it, and that it was why I was 8 centimeters shorter than all the other alphas. I acted differently from everyone else, and eventually I was sent to Iceland against my will.
Then it seems that it would be impossible to resist those influences that society have placed on you.
It was, unless you were cast out from the beginning like me. There were others who did not fit in either.
It may be odd to compare our situations, as they have occurred in such different environments, but I too went against my natural disposition. When I married Jane, I knew she was not in my class, and to further add to my predicament, I had already married a terrible demonic witch who I forced to hide in secret. I abhor her visage and temperament.
How were you able to reconstruct your life then?
Well, of course, when my sweet Jane had found out about that hideous monster, she fled, and I did not see her for a long time. One night, the beast decides to burn the house down, and from that I suffered these injuries. But on a fateful day, I heard her melodious voice. I at first thought it was some trick, some obvious side effect to my deteriorating mind, which had waited for too long in the most profound sorrow and despair. But at last, I recalled her trembling hands. Beforehand, life was severe and unwanted, different from my previous lifestyle. However, when Jane arrived, life changed. For me, it was Jane who helped me remake myself and my new family.
Family, marriage, stop saying these words. They don't make sense. Family. Don't say that word. My head is spinning. Oh, I wish I had some soma.
Eat these wild herbs. They will calm your head.
Bernard, let's go. I'm sure there must be soma somewhere. These people are so odd. This Jane woman keeps talking about love and art and some savage named Bertha. I think we should stick together. How else will we survive?
It is imperative that we do not split up. It seems as if we are the only people left. Our chances are dim.
He's right, Lenina. Calm down.
Yes, my sweetness.
I just want you to know that if we die in this apocalypse, I'm so glad we killed off Bertha so we could be happy together.
I am too. I don't know what I would do without you.
Thank God for that fire.
I know, right? How did this apocalypse occur?
It was technology. I saw it coming. At the time I was in Iceland, having been exiled to die. The chemicals, they were destroying the atmosphere. Apparently the environment had not fit into the world leaders' plans. And so the sea levels began to rise until I was forced to evacuate Iceland. The times were harsh, as much as the soma had disappeared, and people were becoming unwound and restless. In a world conditioned for pleasure, the events caused much more damage than they would have normally done. Anyways, the world began to deteriorate, and soon enough a meteor hit its surface. Havoc ensued, volcanoes erupted, and soon the sky was covered in ash. People died out of sheer pain. This place here is not too far from London, but it too was covered by the sea.
Oh, brave new world! It seems as if it has brought destruction to their own home.
What little food we have here will not sustain us. Without technology, we will probably die.
We should migrate, find somewhere new to settle down.
It is really weird to think that there are no more world controllers, no more soma, except I don't exactly feel free.
I assume that your feelings stem from the fact that you are still conditioned. There will probably always be societal pressure, even if the society consists of 4 people.
How will we survive? These questions about society should not be our primary concern. Our primary concern should be about figuring out a way to live.
Of course, but do you really expect to live? After all, everyone else has died. How are we even expected to survive?
Lenina, do you smell that?
All my friends are dying. I have nothing left in this world. Now I take the leap of faith to my death.